Hello and welcome to St. Andrew Institute of Technology and Management, Gurgaon. This is online lecture series. I am Rohit Raj from Civil Engineering Department. We are discussing irrigation engineering, okay, which is included in your sixth semester. This is 14th lecture in this course. Okay, today we'll start earthen dam, which is portion of fourth unit. We have seen the different types of dam in our previous lecture. Okay, today we will discuss earthen dams, its basic design, and then we will discuss. We'll start gravity dams and its design. Okay, so let's start. So, what is earthen dam? Okay, earthen dam is basically made up of locally available earth materials like gravel, sand, clay. Okay, so these are earthen dams. So we'll classify earthen dams. We have also studied briefly about the first type and second type of earthen dam, that is homogeneous type and zone type. What are they? Homogeneous type is constructed from a single kind of material, means only one kind of material, one kind of soil, one kind of composition is there. Okay, and stone pitching is at the upstream side to safeguard against erosion, means we'll provide stone pitching system on the upstream side so that they can protect the soil or work earth from get being eroded from there. Okay, so also they have a rock toe provided at the downstream to drain out the seepage water through the body of dam. This is really very important. Also explained in in previous class also, that we allow seepage water to seep, okay, through the dam structure. Why? Just to release the uplift pressure. Okay, this is a very important force that may lead to either failure of dam structure, or main result from cracking and some other problem, that is uh, some in some situation dam also may rotate about toe or heel. Okay, so these are the problem with the uplift force, and that is being checked with the help of a rock toe here in case of homogeneous type earthen dam. Then second type is zoned type. Okay, basically zone type of dam consists of more than one kind of material, means they are of composite materials, means it consists of central impervious core, mean the central structure is impervious. Okay, that is made up of clay, and outer pervious zone is mixture of earth and gravel, means outer zone is made up of earth and gravel system. Okay, so it has a rock to at downstream side and stone pitching as upstream side. Okay, so suppose this is our earthen dam. Okay, the structure is not as it is generally, but to understand, to make your understanding more better, this is, suppose this is your dam. Okay, so this is our core, that is impervious, means this structure is not allowing to flow water through them. This is impervious core. This is not pervious, that is impervious. Okay, so this is impervious. Now another portion is pervious, means these regions. Okay, these regions that you see over there, these regions allow water to flow through them. Okay, to seep through them, and these are pervious. They allow water to seep. Okay, these regions are pervious. They allow water to flow through them. Okay. So these things you need to understand the structure of earthen dam. Okay, and this is composite earthen dam, means it is not made up of single material, but there are two components. That is, one is impervious core and another is permeable, okay, layer that may be of sand and gravel. Okay, so there you had a brief idea about the zoned type. Okay, now another is diaphragm type. This type of section is used when impervious material is available in lesser quantity at site. Means we have less available earth for the composition of impervious core. Okay, at site. As we construct earthen dam with the help of locally available soils, if we need to transport that from different far places, then the cost will raise. Okay, so we are, and that at that place earthen dam is not suitable. Instead of that, we can construct gravity dams of other stone masonry dams. Okay, therefore the soil should be available locally. If there is no impervious uh, core earth available, then what will happen? We need to use diaphragm type. And what is that? Let's see. It consists of thin impervious core of diaphragm made up of clay. How it is made? Made up of clay and cement concrete or bituminous concrete, which is surrounded by earth or rock fill. Means they have a thin impervious core which is layered with help of cement and concrete or bituminous concrete. Means they are surrounding the clay. Cement concrete or bituminous concretes surround the clay. Okay, that is impervious core. Okay, so therefore this spatial arrangement is called diaphragm. Okay, these are sometimes also called as thin core dams. These construction of this dam is limited to small dams only. It has upstream stone pitching and downstream stone blanket. Okay, in uh, homogeneous type also we have seen there is upstream side stone pitching is there, and at downstream there is stone blanket. Okay, so now also you are well aware that here also, in case of uh, diaphragm type dam also, there is stone pitching, and downstream side it is stone blanket. Picture is not quite clear, but you can understand with an exam with a little clear picture. These are the example of this is, in this case here it is zoned type, where this portion is basically uh, this area, this region is impervious clay, and here in this case it is what? It is concrete surrounding this portion is impervious clay, and it is surrounded by concrete. Okay, so uh, this is our diaphragm type, and this is our zoned, and this is your homogeneous. Clearly identify all of them. Okay, now we need to study the different characteristics of earthen dams. What are they? They are normally constructed when huge quantity of material, that is soils, gravels, are locally available. As we were discussing that in case of if the impervious core material, that is clay generally, is not present, then we will choose what? Diaphragm type, where core material is required in less quantity. We use a concrete or bituminous concrete, cement concrete or bituminous concrete layer on surrounding them. So there must be a material, that is generally soils, gravels, should be available nearby. Okay, therefore these construction are possible only where they are normally available at the uh, soils, gravels, etc. they are suitable for almost all type of available foundations. Means they have no restrictions for the foundations. Means earthen dams do not restrict due to the bearing capacity of soils more, because they require very less uh, load is transferred to the ground. Therefore, bearing capacity of soil is acceptable for every situations. So they are possible for each type of every type of foundations. Okay, these resist all external forces acting. Means they can resist all forces that are acting. What are these forces? We will discuss in coming slides. But till you just keep this in mind that there are several forces like pressure due to water pressure, or uplift pressure, or weight. Okay, weight or self weight. Okay, these all gets balanced with the help of shear strength of soil. Now I need not to describe that what is shear strength of soil. You are well aware of this in your geotechnical engineering. Okay, geotechnical engineering, you have studied the shear strength of soil. That is the unique property of soil to bear load, okay, without failure. Therefore, we need to discuss the shear strength of soil. Need not to discuss the shear strength of soil. Okay, here what our concern is that how the forces are balanced in case of earthen dam. So we have to understand this, that in case of earthen dam, where where the material which is used in its construction is soil, so all the forces gets balanced with the help of the shear strength of soil. Means they are nullified, they are counteract with the help of shear strength of soil. Okay, therefore we are very specific with the selection of soil, and earthen dam are only possible where the soil is that suitable. They can build rapidly with the relatively unskilled laborers because they use locally available material in large quantity. Okay, so they can be built rapidly, means there is no requirement of skilled laborers. Okay, as the purpose is quite easy, you have to collect soil or earth materials from local available sites, and then you have to just place them. Yes, of course designing is required, but laborers are not the requirement of skilled laborers is very less. Therefore they can be built, or construction period is very less. They are comparatively cheaper than concrete or arch dam. Yes, of course the material cost is low here, and also if the skilled labor is not required, then labor cost also gets reduced. Therefore they are relatively cheaper as compared to concrete or arch dam. Okay, they allow easy increase in their height if needed without much difficulties. Okay, another point is that we can raise the height of such dams, that is earthen dams, in case of our requirement, as per our requirements. Okay, easily after construction work has finished also we can increase that. Okay, as per our requirements. They require a separate spillway away from the main dam. Now this structure is spillway. What is this? Spillways are generally provided in the dam, within the structure of the dam, or away from that, to drain off the excess water that is present in the dam. And now there might be one or more questions that why do we need to drain off the excess water. Before this we also have studied in our canal design. Basically we have not studied the canal design, we have studied the cross regulation works. There we have studied that excess water in canals is also not acceptable, as it can harm the uh, regions, the land that the canal is connecting. Okay, Therefore, excess water is always not accepted. But in case of dam, if there is excess water, then what will happen? The structure might get fail, okay, or there is some other problems that cracks can get evolved, or other process, other that if this, there is frequent inland navigation, or transportation is waterways actively active there, then it may affect them also, okay. Therefore, we need to discharge the excess water that gets deposited in the storage of dam, okay. And for that purpose, there is a separate provision, a separate structure, that is spillway. It may be present within the dam, that is not whole area of the dam, but portion that generally at one side near the bank, okay, at one edge of the bank, it is constructed, and from where water is allowed to discharge, okay. You'll see in coming slides, okay. We have to study spillway in this very unit, okay. But till now, you just understand that what is spillway. Spillway is basically a structure that discharges excess water from the dam, okay. They require heavy maintenances, okay. Yes, of course, there is heavy maintenance work required. For what? For earthen dams, okay. And here, in case of earthen dam, this spillway must be away from the main dam, as it is not suitable for a dam, earthen dam, to allow to water flow through them, okay. Therefore, spillways are provided away from them. But in case of earthen dam, that is concrete dam or arch dam, they may be constructed within the structure of dam, okay. So this is an important point that need to be remembered, that in earthen dam, spillways is always constructed away from the main dam, means not in the body of that dam. They require heavy maintenance cost, means maintenance is quite difficult, okay. And they are more susceptible to be damaged by the floods than other type of dam. Yes, of course, they are more prone, they are more prone to the damage by the floods than other type of dams. Therefore, they are not preferred in the regions where the flood is more frequent, okay, because they have more chances of damage as compared to other type of dams, okay. Now another type of dam is rock fill dam, okay. In our syllabus, we need not to discuss in detail rock fill dams, but we'll just have a brief idea about the rock fill dam, so that if someone asks you about rock fill dam, then you may be able to answer that, okay. So it is type of embankment dam. We have already studied what is embankment dam, which uses various size of materials to provide stability, and they use various size of materials so that the structure could be developed as stable. It has also impervious membrane on the upstream face to provide water tightness, and it has an impervious membrane on the upstream side so that water could not seep through. Now, impervious membrane is usually made up of what? Concrete. We are discussing what? Rock fill dam, and there we have studied that it is provided with various type of materials to provide stability. Also, they have an impervious membrane on the upstream side, okay. Now, impervious membrane is usually made up of what? Concrete, okay, so that water cannot flow through them or seep through them. Rock fill dam is preferred when plenty of rocks are available from nearby, okay, means there is large availability of rocks, okay. There we use only rock fill dam. The construction or selection of any kind of structure is mostly affected by the resource available. Therefore, you might have noticed that in earthen dam we studied that earthen dams are constructed at places where there is locally available soils like clay and gravel. Okay, if they are not present, we would not design earthen dam. Similarly, for designing rockfill dam, there must be available uh, rocks locally. Okay, rockfill dam require foundation which will result in minimum settlement. Okay, therefore rockfill dams require foundation that settles very less. Foundation should be free of all foreign materials like uh, silt, clay, sand, etc. Okay, these upstream and downstream slope of rockfill dam depends upon the type of impervious membrane and its location. Okay, so upstream and downstream slopes of rockfill dam depends upon the that impervious membrane that we provide it on upstream face of the rockfill dam, and they are cheaper as compared to concrete dam, but only can be built where low rocks are available locally. Okay, so this point you have to keep in mind. So this is an example of rockfill dam. Okay, combined earth and rockfill dam. This is a modified version of what? Earthen dam or rockfill dam, where we combine both the earth and rock. It is a composite embankment dam. In this, upstream consists of soil, whereas downstream portion is filled with the rock. Okay, what we do here is at upstream side we use soil, and at the downstream side we use rock. Upstream has riprap. Okay, riprap means a core is provided to check with the seepage, and riprap makes upstream slope stronger against the seepage and damages due to wave action. Okay, so this is all for this lecture. Okay, thank you for listening and feel free to ask any doubt. Okay, you can just text, WhatsApp, or mail on this mail ID. Okay, thank you for listening. Take care.